conservative guy who was not very crazy about African Americans when he got here. He was about African Americans when he.
Oh my God!
At ease.
Oh my God!
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. The mask is off or on for Joe Biden. Joe Biden loves wearing a mask. We all know this. Mask up, America, he shouted from the White House's Facebook account. Today, President Joe Biden issued a mask mandate on all federal property. Yes, we're going to flatten the curve for COVID-19. Look at this ridiculous image. But other people on the internet are saying that Joe Biden is wearing a very different type of mask. Here's a video that's going viral today. Itchy mask, isn't it? Watch this. Huh? What the hell was that? What's that about? Let's watch it one more time. Oh my God, that's a mask. So this whole thing with Joe Biden is wearing a mask. Joe Biden isn't really Joe Biden. Which Joe Biden you got back there? Is it number 5 or number 3? My favorite is number 2, actually. This whole idea that Joe Biden wears a mask is sort of rooted in this claim that Joe Biden is not a real person and that he's just a figure of the deep state that has been sort of put together inside of a shop and manufactured, and they just get an old guy. They have like 20 old guys, and they all look the same, and they all like wander around together, and they wear Joe Biden masks. Now, this looks really creepy. I mean, this is not the way that human skin is supposed to move. You can see there, like, what the hell is that? What the F? Dude, gross. And just so that you know, I mean, this was filmed on someone's phone, clearly, up against a television screen. We found the original clip. You can watch it for yourself.
What do you want to ask me?
It's from Hannity last night.
Oh, Air Force. Look at this. Air Force One. Right here. That's pretty cool, man.
Joe Biden. I mean, he shouldn't be allowed.
What's your question? What's the top?
Ask him a question.
What's the top step to success? Or making sure that we don't all have COVID? What are you talking about?
That's a success. Like, what's the key to success?
Because the key to success was a guy named Jesse Helms.
Okay, now look.
From
Now watch.
South Carolina, from North Carolina, North Carolina. And he was a very conservative guy who was not very crazy about African Americans.
There it is.
When he got here. We always had fights.
Okay, zoomed in. You can sort of see it playing here. You can see it slow-mo and zoomed in. So this person didn't edit the original clip. When they put it up, this definitely isn't the way that skin is supposed to look. It is very, very creepy and reptilian and super gross. So what is actually going on here? Well, first off, let's sort of begin, not like I like to use these prog leftist fact checkers, but there are a ton of fact checks out there about Joe Biden's mask. Biden's skin tone mismatch in CNBC interview is due to lighting, not body double or deepfake. This is the number one that pops up when you type in Joe Biden mask on Google. So posts claim that in an interview with Joe Biden is disguised as a body double rather than the former vice president himself, pointing to a skin tone mismatch. So this is the actual interview. This is the interview itself. You can see is, and this is the this is the mismatch. It doesn't really matter what Joe Biden's saying. You can see that his face and his neck are a very different color in here, and that it actually does kind of look like AI or something, right? Like, this was written back during the presidential campaign, but it doesn't look real, and the short and quick and dirty answer to all of this is that it isn't real. And what do I mean by that? Well, I've consulted with somebody I'm very close with who is a plastic surgeon. And this person, I sent them the Joe Biden footage, and this person laughed and laughed and laughed, my friend who's a plastic surgeon, and said the reason that Joe Biden's face looks like this is because he has had so many injections into his face. So much Botox and collagen and face peels, they call them, and face stapling, they call it, where they pull all of the skin back on your face. So you can see here, Joe Biden's face doesn't look real. It doesn't look normal. Now, they say that's because of lighting. What it really is because Joe Biden is fake. Everything about Joe Biden's fake. His hair isn't real. His face isn't real. It's not his real face. Meaning he's had so much plastic surgery done. So what they've done, they face staple. They pull, they yank his face all the way back. This happens with Nancy Pelosi a lot. They yank his face all the way back. And that's why you see this super gross pile of skin back here, because the rest of the skin on his face, they're trying to keep him from being like an old, they're trying to stop him from looking like a ball sack. And this is, so they've shoved the ball sack into the back of his head. So that's what this is. When you see that, that's what that is. When you see this, like, you know, this is another post on Facebook here. Seems like a mask issue last night, right? They're talking about Joe Biden's weird head. Here's another one where what in the mask world is going on hither? Oh, Lowdy. What a lot of these people, they all look so terrible. Look at Pramila Jayapal there, Kamala Harris, Chuck Schumer. They all look so awful because they've all had so much work done. They're all like super geriatric and they have so much work done. This is why Joe Biden wanted to wear a mask for so long. Joe Biden was wearing a mask this year in 2023. This is why, because they've had so much work done. But not all of that work can really help or prevent Joe Biden from some of the other horrible things that, of course, have happened to him in his old age. Joe Biden's a very old 80. I mean, he's a very old 80. I live in Florida. There's old people in my neighborhood. They're 90, 95 years old. They're spry. They're fit as a fiddle. Joe Biden's old, man. He's old. The doctor on Fox News, Mark Siegel, diagnosed Joe Biden and said that because of his robotic gait, like the way that he moves, like how he moves like as a robot here, this robotic gait means some very, very bad things for Joe Biden. Here, have a listen.
I look over the physical results, the physical exam results of President Biden. And at first, I was overjoyed because it's long. Dr. O'Connor gives a tremendous detail. But when I looked closer, I saw some things that bothered me. One, no cognitive exam done, not even a mini mental status exam where we simply ask a few questions of the president or of any patient. Number two.
Wait, I'm sorry. May I interrupt you, doctor? I'm sorry. I just have to interrupt. I didn't know that. Is that normal that you wouldn't even include a cognitive assessment?
It is not usual when you do that extensive an examination. It should be automatic. I don't do it on every patient that comes in with a sore throat, but with extensive physical, it should be automatic. It's not there. Number two is the issue of his gait, Tucker, where they flat out say that his gait over the past year has changed. He's stiff-legged now. He doesn't have fluidity in his gait. And they brought in a bunch of orthopedists and neurologists who say it's due to arthritis in his spine and a broken foot, which we still don't know how he fell a bicycle accident. But here's what's missing there, Tucker. No MRI of the brain, no MRI of the spines, upper or lower, no EMG nerve conduction studies. When you have a sudden change of gait, you wonder, is it tied in with cognitive function?
Right.
Is there fluid on the brain? Is it something with the spine? There's so many things that can cause that I would want to know about. To leave that out altogether, very concerning.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, if you cared about Joe Biden, what you'd do is you'd stop him from running for president in 2024. The man's clearly unhealthy. The man is clearly needing massive surgery and massive amounts of care. He doesn't even look like the same person in these videos,
You
right?
can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. Bringing down gas prices is a big part of the job. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. And here's the good news.
These videos are filmed on the same day.
Dropped every day this summer. That's more than 40 days in a row. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act. We now have 40,000 gas stations.
And this is why people say it's multiple Bidens, because he acts so differently, because they pump him full of meds and they staple his face back. That's what's going on. He looks and acts different because the guy is hopped up on so many drugs and the guy is pumped full of so many different chemicals in his face. His hair isn't real, his face isn't real, his teeth isn't real. That's why he looks like a freaking creep weirdo. Still, keep your kids away. Doesn't make it any better. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Joe Biden mask. masking for you. And that's probably why Joe Biden loves wearing his mask, so he doesn't have to show people his hideous face. Crypt Keeper, it's your boy, fighting all those Crypt Keepers, right alongside you, saving America. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya. Thank you for watching. Our channel is here to meme the libs until they cry, and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, base patriots.